Let me tell you something. This is so crazy. Like, people ain't gonna be able to understand me, and it's okay. They'll probably think I'm crazy anyway, for real. So,
The fast life, the fast living. They see the ambition, they know I'm past driven. Look, we are not the same, this is not a game. I be swerving through the city in and out of lanes. Yeah, cause if I see it, then I want it, then you better know I got it. Ain't no options, I'm about to do the damn thing. I'm an outlaw, you can never catch me. I'm in first place, you can never. These are the moments, only got one life. This is your moment, whether wrong or right. Your own enemy, your own enemy, your own enemy. Yeah. When I fall, I keep running. Feel the pain, but I love it, yeah. You know I'm built for it, you ain't gotta ask twice. You ain't by that fast life, 100 on the dash with the cash light. You ain't by that fast life, big dog status with your stats like. You ain't by that fast life, just know 100 duffels at the bag price. You ain't by that fast life, 6 speed, yeah, I'm smashing on the gas. It's a fast life. It's a fast life.
all right, I'm back.
Okay.
I was sitting thinking, and I remember when I first saw the first time I ever was introduced to cocaine, not to use. I've never used drugs, never drank, none of that. If it didn't make money, it didn't make sense. But this really tripped me out because the guy that turned me on to selling drugs, and he knew my dad. They've been knowing him all life. As a matter of fact, his mom and my dad were best friends, and he was a kingpin, surely. First person I ever saw with a Mercedes. And so he had to give me a ride home from a backyard party that they were having at their house. And we moved to the country, which Shreveport is considered the city, Minden is considered the country. And my junior high school year, 8th grade, we moved to Minden, Louisiana, to the country. And so we went there for a party, my brother and I, and my brother ended up leaving me and going with some girl or something. And I had to be home at a certain time and still didn't get there at a certain time, but had a curfew and had to get a ride with this guy. And so when we got to Minden, he said, "Oh, I need to make a stop." And I'm thinking to myself, like, who in the world he know way down here? But he had people down there that actually pushed drugs for him also. And so he told me to stay in the car, and I stayed in the car because at this time, I don't know nothing about the drug game, none of that. I just need to ride home. And I knew my dad trusted him because my dad was friends with his mom. And so he goes in his house. The house was like right around the corner from one of my dad's church members too. And so he goes in the house and I'm sitting there, I guess 30 minutes past or whatever, it's really late. And he comes back to the door and he beckons for me to come inside. And so I go inside not having no idea of what I was going in for one, but not even knowing what was going on on the inside of the house. So I get in there and it's people, several people in there. Like when I say the worst of the worst, I just couldn't have fathomed that's what was going on in there. And so I go in and drugs is everywhere. And so the one lady, it was one particular lady that was there. She was from LA. She had the most game. When I say game, applied means elevation. This chick had some game, right? And she was older than I was. I was 16 at the time anyways. And all of these people in there were grown adults. And so she took a hit. And when she hit it, she actually tried to jump out the window with the window down. I was like, what the world? What is going on up in here? I've never seen anything like that. I always say, that's how conniving the devil is sometimes. A lot of times, most times, the devil, no, not most times, all the time, the devil is conniving because he will make you think you can when you know you can't. Now, that you talking about crazy? I have never seen that so crazy. I've seen some crazy stuff. I would say that I've never seen anything so crazy, but being a drug dealer, I saw a lot of crazy stuff. Let me tell y'all something. I just look like this tonight, but don't let the church girl hold me. But God blessed me, and I changed my life. Fast forward really quick. My dad gets out. Well, no, right before my dad gets out, my mom died at the age of 42 from cancer, while I'm still in federal prison. So she never got to see me change. Right after that, my dad gets out and he dies. That's why I say when people prejudge, and then if you think you want to walk in my shoes, they be asking me if you want your mama to die, your son to die, your daddy to die. My only son died, and God showed me 3 days in a row he was going to die. And I said, God, don't let him die, let me die. It was the same dream every night. And I was sitting in church on the organ when he was killed. And he died. And I came to Texas, and I own the business, and someone committed a fraud against my business really quick. Everybody in here, I say this all the time because people are so judgmental. You look at somebody and you don't like them because you don't even know why you don't like them. I said this on Facebook Live the other night. You better stop not liking people about what you don't even know. Because what if God stopped liking you about what he knows? Because you know you have done some stuff and he could have just took you out of here.
Preaching.
And then I have a book that sits on my desk in my office. Everybody in the world commits 3 felonies a day, so nobody's exempt. And the Bible says, judge you not that you be judged, but with what makes you start judging people. And the word shall is a guarantee, baby, so you're going to get what's due. Amen. So the guy committed the fraud against my business. I go to federal prison, and I spent all my money fighting the case. And I won the appeal in the 5th Circuit Court. This was in 2011. This was long ago. Came home in 2013, homeless, broke, busted, and disgusted. But let me tell you something. I told you I don't like being broke. I used to flip the food stamps. I didn't even know how to cook. And I take the food to my pastor, Reverend Lynn Jones, when he had the hamburger stand. Reverend Jones said, God, how you need to learn how to cook with them children. I said, I don't want to cook. But he would cook the food and I would sell plate lunches all over the street for a boss baby. My rent was paid. Because there is no excuse when you want better, you do better. And the thing is, if you want it, you can have it. So when I came home, a lot of people, when they interview me, they say, are you bitter? Are you mad? Are you lonely at the top? I don't want to be at the bottom. But I want to help the people that God puts in my path to help. You can't help everybody. But what derived from me doing that time was keeping families connected. Because I was like, God, why did you let me sit there and come home, bro? What's wrong with you? My son just died, my mama died, my daddy died, and my brother. Then you done moved me to Texas, we don't know nobody. And then when I went to jail in 2011, I wrote I want to say all the prominent churches. I'm giving you some history here.